Hey there and welcome back. Today it's time for another restoration blog. These are the videos where you get caught up on the work that won't make it into a full video. For a while, a lot of the cars have sat in the same place, but a lot of stuff has been rearranged now and the race cars are pulled out of the trailer. Partially, this has been due to the release of my app, Last Drive. This is the software that I use to keep track of my car collection and what needs to be done. Right now, I have 16 of my vehicles that I drive regularly that I still have not driven this year. That is because some of them, when I tried to drive them, they have issues such as a not working clutch or not working brakes, things like that, or for some reason, they are not running at the moment. So currently I have 71 of my vehicles in here. Obviously the vehicles that are up on the shelves or ones that I don't drive regularly are not on here. My app is available both for iOS and Android. I never thought that I would be developing applications for Android, but here we are. I now have had both my old International van as well as my International pickup out this year. They run great, started right up. No problems with them. In between working on all that app development, I have been getting ready for the Distinguished Gentleman's Ride, which is tomorrow. If it's raining and I still want to go, I will probably take my Royal Enfield Scram. That is the bike that I took last year. But the bike I actually have registered this year is my Velocette. And last winter, I did put electric start on this bike. So let me show you how this works now. I need to turn the fuel on. So I'll pull this out. And then, of course, I need to tickle the carburetor. There we go. Now on the bike, I can pull the compression release, hit the start button, and use my throttle with my right hand. And we'll get the bike running. There we go, I think it's ready. One of the nice things about this bike now is not only do I have the starter, but I have an actual alternator as well. And that will keep the battery nice and charged. I also have an LED headlight, so it's nice and bright and it doesn't take much power. This bike still has kickstart, so if everything fails, I can still ride the bike no problem. So hopefully the weather is good enough shape and I can take the Velocette. Motorcycles are also something that makes a lot of sense to use my app for because you can include your insurance and registration. So I have the pictures of the insurance recorded into this app because on the Velocette there's really no place to carry them. I kind of have them stuffed there next to the battery. But if I were to lose those, I would have a copy backed up on my phone. So having everything saved in an app like this makes a lot of sense on these old vintage bikes. I've driven mostly this entire row now. One of the cars I have not driven is one of my nicest cars. This is my Resto Mod Sunbeam Tiger. And unfortunately, the carburetor has started to leak fuel, so I need to take that off and rebuild it. I definitely do not want a fire on this car. And this is one of the first times seeing both of my Marcoses next to each other in a long time. I had just painted this one green. It was red previously. And I have tried to drive the silver one this year, but the clutch and the brake are not working. So I'm going to put some fluid in them, see if I can get away with not replacing any parts right now because it has been a while since I've driven it. But you'll have to wait till next month to find out what happened with that. But I am really happy with the green on this car. I think the silver and this metallic silvery green look great together. I do like the wire wheels on the 1500 GT over the ones on the 3-liter GT. I do have some wheels that I restored a couple years ago for this green car, and I just haven't gotten around to putting them on yet. Now that I have the race cars out, I am starting to get the Datsun 280Z GT2 car ready for this year. New tires have been fitted. The inside of the wheels have been repainted. So these BBS wheels are back to their former glory now. There are a lot of things still to do on this car, and some of those things are out of my control. I will have to send some parts out to get rebuilt, and whether or not that can happen in time will determine whether I can take this car up to Road America for the big vintage race, or if I will be taking another car. But right now my goal is to take this to Road America this year for the big WeatherTech race. Both of my other Datsun 280Zs are doing great. The air conditioning is even still working in this yellow car. I drove the rally car to a Cars and Coffee a few weeks ago. It's running great, and I have had most of the cars out and driving. I did find an issue with the insurance on this car that I would not have found if I wasn't putting everything into that app. Actually, 2 of my Minis I had insurance issues with, and I never even knew it. And then we have this thing, the Fiat 850 Sport Spyder. This is a great car, and I want to like this car, but it seems like every time I try to drive this car, something goes wrong. In my last videos with this car, I rebuilt the fuel pump and the carburetor because the crankcase was filling up with fuel on this vehicle. I didn't really find any issues with everything, and when I went to get this car out for the spring this year, the crankcase was once again filled with fuel. So now the current solution is that the mechanical fuel pump is not connected to anything, and there is an electric pump back here. This is also nice because I don't have to crank this car in order to get it started. It will already have fuel, it will start right up. Now, the only place that fuel could get into the crankcase would be from the carburetor, but by only having one place that could happen, I now know that if the crankcase once again fills up with fuel, I know where it's coming from. But hopefully it was that mechanical fuel pump and everything is fixed now. I have had the MGA out just driving it around in the parking lot. I need to finish the wiring on this vehicle. This is such a good car. I'm really excited to drive this, but I need to do that last 5% of putting it back together, which sometimes is the hardest because you have to make sure that everything's actually working and get all the lights and everything working on this car. And it's been a few years since I've driven my Lloyd LP600 Alexander. And that's because the battery had tipped onto the starter, and it ate the solenoid off the top of the starter. Well, I finally found someone who could fix it for me, and they were able to take the solenoid from a Volkswagen, cut it up, and weld it so that it would work with the Lloyd starter. They took everything apart, cleaned it, tested it, and it's ready to go back into the Lloyd to see if it's going to work. Hopefully by this time next month, I'll have the Lloyd back out and running. And I think it would be fun to take this to some car shows because I'm sure that most of the people around here have never seen one of these. And while I've been getting all the cars and bikes running, I also got the Norton out. I did find that the front headlight was burnt out on this one, so I installed an LED in this as well. They are very bright. I wish they were a little more yellow. They're more blue than what the original lamp would be. But the great thing about it is that they do not take much power. And a bike like this has a very, very small battery. But it's great to have that super bright LED in there. This is such a beautiful running and looking bike. I think I'm actually going to get it out right now and take it for a ride. I'm going to skip the rest of the tour for this month because I've been really busy on all these other things. So if you want to see more videos like this, comment below and click subscribe.